Hey, Nick, are the teams ready to go? Okay, I'm going to start off. We're going to be looking at Neo, MMR.
Yeah, let's start off with the. We got
No, we're going to start off looking at MMR in the back, all right?
Whose video are we showing?
All right. You guys can start off. Once you see video above you, we're going to start there, and then we're going to go in the back. No video. All right, I'll let you know when. Are you guys in game? Yeah. Okay. So give it a second. Once it cuts to you, you guys are gonna go in game. All right. All right, guys. Keep an eye on the screen above you. Going to you in 5.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. DreamHack Winter 2012 is here. We are on day number 2, continuing the group stage matchups, and we have a fantastic series here for Group B. What is going to be game number 2 of this 2-game series. Of course, Trademark Esports taking on Team MRR. Now, Team MRR, the team from Thailand, all the way out here in a rapidly growing country with Heroes of New Earth, that's for sure. This is definitely the best of the best from there. And they are playing with the best of the best, man. So here we are. We have game number 2. In fact, as you may have even heard, it just did start. So looking forward to seeing what happens this time around. Team MRR, sure, you lost first game, but even if you only win the second game, you're still feeling pretty good. So.
Like I said, this is like my new favorite team, man. It really is a lot of fun to watch. A lot of individual skill on that team.
Yeah.
And they have the strategy, too. TdM is a fantastic team. So when you're playing a team like TdM, it can make things a little bit dicey. So we are in the second game. I'm really excited to see what they do. Are we going to see a Devour? I hope we do, because it's a lot of fun. Zadivo was making some big plays and some big hooks that game.
Yeah, you know, and watching a game like that, it really does just rejuvenate you as a caster. I'm sure as a viewer, it's just awesome. It's just like, you know what? We just saw an awesome matchup. Let's go ahead and jump into the next game now and be really excited, even more excited that we're going to cast some Heroes and Newer. So the locking phase again starting. We got Keeper of the Forest Fade, Wild Soul, and Demented Shaman. Yeah, Demented Shaman coming out right there. From MRR. So a little bit of a change up there. Very interesting, actually, because, again, the first game, we didn't see any sign of that. Maybe they heard something, though, that tdM was perhaps looking to run that Demented Shaman, perhaps paired up with the Zephyr, or maybe even a push-style strategy, but not going to give them that option. They just go ahead and blind ban the hero.
Yeah, definitely. And I hope my mic I'm going to move my mic just a little bit. It sounds like it might be a little bit loud. But, yeah, the Demented Shaman ban coming out yet again for MRR. And they must, like I said, not only are they great players, and I think their strategy is quite strong, they've been doing the research because they realize what works for especially tdM, which is a team that's been doing a lot of push, and you could call it cheeky strats with that push heal strat. And there's actually the Moon Queen ban coming out first from Minus. Yeah.
Okay, speaking of Moon Queen again, what? Okay, first let's focus on this game. So the locking phase, Silhouette, Plague Rudder, Torturer, Bubbles, Wretched Hag, and Pharaoh. But look at those bans. What is going on here? Moon Queen, Ophelia, Artillery, Dark Lady, Blitz, and Pebbles. Minus from tdM banning Artillery and Blitz.
Tundra.
Is that simply a case of he didn't want to waste his bans on specific heroes? I mean, what is the logic there?
I don't think there's really any logic. I think it's just I'm going to ban out some random heroes because just to put more strong heroes in the pool to work with. But look at that, Magnus Engineer, pretty standard comp right there, coming out from MRR. The first pick Tundra, I'm actually happy to see it because I think Tundra is very, very strong. But so is Magnus Engineer, especially as a dual lane in that mid lane. There's Parasite. There's actually Prophet. Now I know that Prophet has been picked up time and time by certain teams. Yeah, I know the bird is the word. It's actually kind of funny because he says that, but we always reference.
It was Zephyr.
Yeah. But I know he has been picked up from time to time between tdM and Gary Johnson. But from what I've seen, honestly, I mean, he does dish out a lot of damage during the laning phase, and his ultimate is just great. But he doesn't have very much mobility. He doesn't have a point stun. It's like a little mini stun. And he doesn't have a slow. Well, actually, he does have a slow in his ultimate, but not like a regular spell. And I don't know, for some reason, I don't know what it is. He just seems like a little clunky to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. But in a very strong dual lane, maybe they'll go Prophet. And I'm going to say Silhouette probably first out of that lock pick. That seems like it fits tdM style by far. Yeah. But Magnus Engineer by MRR, That is a very strong way to start this off. They're right-clicking that Mage Bane, which could be pretty good against this team because he has mass mobility. And since there is no like real carry other than Silhouette in that lock pool, I guess Hag can kind of carry late game as we saw Zai do last game.
Yeah.
But I think picking out a carry right here would be the smarter decision.
Now, up until this point, it was actually very quick. I mean, we had not dipped into extra time up until this pick. The lock phase, the banning phase, very, very quick between the two teams. But clearly thinking about this one, and they're going to actually go with War Beast as their final pick. So Magnus, Engineer, and a War Beast going to be coming out here. Of course, the last time we saw War Beast here at DreamHack was Slicks playing him for TT Esports in that awesome, awesome game that was against Dynasty. But anyways, back to this game, though. So now we're at the lock-picking stage. So, yeah, they got a War Beast option. Silhouette is going to be the first pick, so even setting the possibility of maybe a Prophet Silhouette lane. Well, there you go. There's definitely making it even a lot more of a possibility. As far as MRR is concerned, now they strong lock pool, man. I mean, they got plenty of options, of course. You got to figure they could use a powerful Suicide, and you got your Bubbles and Plague Rider. Hell, 4 of those 5 heroes can definitely play. At least bring something to the table there.
Bubbles
and
Hag.
Then you got the mid or the top. So you think Bubbles Hag here?
I think Bubbles Hag would be the best thing. It's going to give you a lot of mobility. You also, Hag is the only hero in that pool that really has that late game edge. Torture kind of does, but Torture is pretty squishy early on. They're going to go with Plague Rider. So the only thing with this is all their eggs. I guess War Beast can carry late game, but I don't know. Yeah, Wretched Hag does go to tdM. Again, it's probably going to be played. Oh, no, actually Zai playing the Tundra. So probably Suicide Tundra, solo mid Wretched Hag, and then Prophet Silhouette bottom lane, I'm guessing. They could also man up what they want to with a Parasite because Parasite just naturally is quite aggressive early on.
Yeah. Here we go, starting into this game. I do want to make this quick update, though, because I know a lot of people were interested about it. Gary Johnson was playing Orange Esports. Actually, they just finished up about a half an hour ago or so. Now, we mentioned Gary Johnson stomped the first game, really. They looked very good in game number 1, but Orange Esports took the second game. And lo and behold, WTF playing Moon Queen was a big part of the victory there, apparently, for Orange Esports. So that series was split 1-1, and that sets up our next series. Very, very interesting, because next series we're going to be covering Orange Esports versus Complexity, and depending what happens there, yeah, we got a Complexity fan out there, apparently.
There's not many of them.
Yeah, Complexity doesn't have many fans, so yeah, it's of course that's going to set up a great series there, and a lot is on the line with that one, especially with that result. So, anyways, back to this game though. We do have the both teams, of course, going to their areas. Trademark Esports not too interested in going as a team just yet. As MRR, on the other hand, 4 to the 5 are down here. So, remember last game we did see a 5 versus 5 actually to start it. Not going to happen this time around though. Yeah,
and it looks like they're bouncing between back and forth. Between top lane, and I think they are going to go aggressive. Oh, no, okay, they are going to go back to what I thought was going to happen. Zai was floating around the middle lane, but is going to be playing that Suicide role. We have Wretched Hag actually bottom lane, probably going to be soloing short, and then a dual lane with Prophet Silhouette mid. It's going to be pretty strong, actually. Dual range against this very, very strong Engineer Magnus lane. That's the best way to do it. When you have that very strong lane composition like Pebbles Glacius, or in this case, Magnus Engineer, dual range is probably the best thing you can do against it.
Yeah. Love this Tundra skin, man. Tundra skin is badass. Going to be played by Zai here. Of course, speaking of Zai, once again, a great player and a great Tundra player on top of that. Parasite's actually heading back towards the top jungle here. So, yeah, placing the ward of Zai. Going to head right back up there and give some assistance, perhaps, to Tundra here at the top side. So you're talking about that dual lane mid. We're going to be seeing here, of course, Noob G on the Silhouette. Again, the carry player for Trademark Esports, proven time and time again. I guarantee you he's going to go Ghost Markers. I'm going to make a prediction on that as far as his first time to pick up. We see right off the bat, though, Bubbles taking a lot of harassment there. As Sanion Prophet comes in, throws out the Persecution. I always get Persecution and Debilitate mixed up. But anyways, Persecution, and you see the damage already that is coming out. So yeah, Bubbles not going to have the friendliest of times there in the middle lane. Hopefully that he can just lead to that experience, and people around him can have a successful game. So we'll see.
Yeah, we see some roam actually coming out onto Minos playing that Parasite. He just used his W, doesn't have it for another 12 seconds. And Engineer can try to get a kick stun. It does hit, puts him into the retreats there, but he has boots first, so his mobility is quite high. He's making life a little bit rough for this War Beast, but good roam coming out from Engineer. That's exactly what you have to do.
Yeah.
It seems like you might leave this Magnus to kind of suffer in the top lane, but you absolutely have to help your War Beast. He is your only carry here of this game. He needs to have a good start.
Yeah.
But I don't know what MRR did, but they must have spotted that tdM was going to do this dual lane mid, because they rightfully put their dual lane Magnus Engineer top. And if it did go mid, I do suspect that a dual range lane with a Prophet would be very effective against that Magnus.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's definitely a good heads up there on MRR's part. Speaking of Magnus, of course, he has a hatchet up here. He's farming away against the Solar Tundra currently. You mentioned Engineer doing some roam and protecting that war base to an extent. But Parasite is making life pretty damn difficult on him, to say the least. So he's going to take over Catman Champion right here, continue to farm with it. Tundra pushed up and actually going to get stunned right here. He's not in tower right now. Oh, yes, he is. He's going to push back in. Is the tower going to change targets? No, it's not, so they won't get that assistance. And I think that's going to easily help Zai survive. So that's what they were kind of banking on. And it was a great chance right there, but the tower aggro just wasn't to be. So no Bloodless kill coming out just yet, but great aggression showing there between Engineer and Magnus.
Yeah, actually wondering why Zai is not using that health potion just right now. He used the Clarity Potion, so I feel like health potion would be the most logical thing. He does eat a tree, but his combo is just going to get more and more deadly once that turret gets leveled up from Engineer.
Yeah. Bubbles actually with the double damage rune. Kind of coming in a flank here onto Silhouette. Going to say hi right here and put in a couple auto attacks. Ooh, he could actually, this could get close actually. Oh, but Prophet coming in now. Bubbles in a lot of trouble. He's going to show surf away in time. No, he's not. The uphill attack going to be take covered, but the final one will go through. And then Sania picks up the Bloodlust kill. So very interesting play right there from Chitawan. Almost as if he kind of wanted the kill, but then didn't really. And then Parasite, or Prophet coming in, completely ruined everything.
Yeah, and then he actually took cover. It looked like one of those auto attacks in the air was still going to connect. It ended up not, and he wasted his take cover, unfortunately. It was a good idea, but just unfortunate. Actually, oh no, Engineer in a lot of trouble using the health potion, but the leech is available. Minos gets the kill with assistance from Zai.
Yeah, he just mentioned the Parasite, I mean, because I was actually watching him just doing some beatdown on the Engineer, and he just happened to run a level 3 Parasite and a level 1 Engineer. Not a favorable matchup for the Engineer, as we saw right there. So Parasite easily gets a kill. How about this, though? Minus on Parasite picking up a bottle, actually. Not too often you see a Parasite bottle pickup, but that is his first item pickup, apparently. That he goes with on top of the boots.
Minus always does this when he plays a jungle. He always wants to have a bottle so that someone on his team can actually roam around and just gain control of those runes. And I see him do it on almost every jungler he plays.
Even Parasite, really?
Yeah, Parasite, Tempest. I see him do it on Tempest a lot, too. It's just his style. I've even seen him do it on Legionnaire.
Ooh, Wild Hunter here. Not going to take over the Wild Hunter, though, in a second, and continue looking for that War Beast, perhaps. All right, so we talked about the top, we talked about the mid. How's the bottom lane going on? I'll pull up the stats tab real quickly. Hag versus the Plague Rider. Hag is currently sitting at a 14-4 now. Plague Rider is 5-11, so never say down here, never say, ever say, whatever you want to say. Not doing too well against it in terms of creep farm himself against this Hag. So Limp looking pretty good for his team so far, but really nothing taken off down there at the bottom lane at the same time. So
no, it's quite even. Limp did choose to level up that Haunt, so not going to have the burst damage, but Haunt, it is much better at level 2 than level 1, so that's a good tool for him. But it is relatively even in this bottom lane. Magnus is somewhat free farming up in this top lane, not as close to Silhouette at 28 CS compared to his 22, but still getting good farm. Zai, in the meantime, though, getting good levels, has an early Blood Chalice actually, even before Boots.
God, this has to be so annoying for Warbeast, but this is one of many things that Parasite can accomplish. Nice job taking out the Screecher right there. But not only is he a great ganker, a great roamer, you know, he levels and gets gold through taking over the creeps and using them to gank with, and then goes from there. But he's also just awesome counter jungle in the sense of what we see right here. He's just he's crazy harassment in the jungle. Warbeast, who would love to just sit here and free farm, obviously not going to be happening. You see right there, Minut's even using the Vulture Cyclone at the last second, and just going to continue to be on the hell hunt. I mean, he's keeping a Warbeast occupied right here, but Warbeast, he is kind of standing his ground at the same time. So, but 0-17 on Warbeast. It is showing in its stats. I mean, he is struggling quite a bit here. As Prophet going to come and completely catches Warbeast off guard. Parasite with the haste rune. Even the creeps want to assist. They're going to go to Parasite, but down goes Warbeast, and Parasite's going to run away with the haste rune. So Warbeast must be pretty miserable right now.
I feel like there should have been word out that Prophet just walked right through middle lane to go top. Actually, meantime, we have a dive actually in the top. Interesting decision by Diors. He does TP out. That actually was really smart from him because Parasite and Prophet, I almost said something else. Parasite and Prophet were floating on the top lane.
Dior's actually, that's interesting. Dior's is playing the farming Magnus. Last game he was playing the Glacius. I mean, he was from my research that I did before. You know, he's a support player for MRR. So playing a different role here in that sense. I mean, if it was a support Magnus, I mean, sure, but no, he's got the hatchet. I mean, maybe that's because of a change up and he just so happened to have to do it, but changes things up a little bit here. So not too often you see that, at least at this tier level. So
yeah. Now, I was going to say before, too, Warbeast absolutely needs to change jungles. Parasite isn't getting exactly the most levels experience in farm, but he is making Warbeast's life a living absolute hell. So I would just change jungles, maybe even spot out Ancients. You can still do Ancients, especially at level 5 with a War Beast, but you got to get something else. You got to move around, at least make Parasite move around. If he's not moving around, then at least you're getting farmed. So he needs to do something. He needs to switch something up.
I apologize if you said, I don't think he did. Alchemist Bones picked up on Silhouette. I don't know how long he's had. He's obviously used one of the charges, coming back up right here, but he got it very damn quickly. I mean, he's farming nearly 400 gold per minute. So Noob G just going straight farm build here. And, well, it's definitely working out here. What do you make of that? I mean, going the Alchemy Bones, mid lane the Silhouette.
I think it's a fine pickup. Yeah, I'm always a big fan of Alchemist Bones, but I actually like getting Alchemist Bones a little bit later. I know it sounds kind of weird. Actually, in the top lane, the Eruption is being channeled. Good stuns coming out. Zai's in a lot of trouble. He does get the axes off, but just not enough. But here comes Minuts and that Wild Hunter. They actually see him. He gets the leech, and he is now on a serial killer, so at least getting some good counter from that. But nonetheless, Dior's on Magnus does get that kill. It's going to further his goal to get that Porky much quicker.
Yeah, so trying, man. He's Little Red Booties, Talisman of the Exile currently. But yeah, Alchemist Bones on Silhouette right here, and he's off to a great start. Obviously, that's just going to enhance even more. But you're saying you usually like to get them later.
Yeah.
But still fine, obviously, to get them this early on.
I mean, most people, it's always fine to pick it up when you get it really early on. But and it's because in this situation, it's fine. He's not getting really harassed that much. They know that MRR is going to be playing a little bit more passive right now because they have the farming mag, they have the War Beast who's getting harassed. But generally, when you pick up Alchemist Bones, you're kind of useless. Like, you don't have any stat items, you don't have any defensive items, you're not very tanky. And I like to just build up a little bit more tankiness and then get Alchemist Bones after that. But right here, it doesn't really matter. He's going to be farming like absolute crazy.
Yeah. Parasite again going into the Hellborn jungle using those new ghost marches of his. Finding Engineer, though, and then Engineer kind of beats him off with the keg stun. So Engineer doing a good job of counterwarding, actually. Oh, he's going to fall back just before he actually tries to stun Tundra, but a great sidestep counter from Zai. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Chittawon actually picking up a kill. The Haste Rune coming in, and Plague Rider there for the assistance. So Wretched Hag falls. Apologize missing that action, but they combo to take out Wretched Hag, actually, before she can blink away, or maybe even after. They just caught her. So middle lane. No, that's top up here. Nope. He's just farming the jungle. So, anyways, good kill coming out for Team MRR. But yeah, Silhouette, her farm is just going to start taking off here.
Oh, yeah.
So that Portal Key, though, on Magnus is going to be important as always, but the sooner the better. And then being able to work with that, comboing with your bubbles, your Engineer even, getting in there. But War Beast is going to need a lot of time here to farm up, especially with the start that they had with this Parasite in this game.
I do worry that they're all kind of really dumping their farm up in the... Actually, meantime, while Magnus gets massively bursted down between Limp and Zai with using both of their ultimates as well as that Sonar Scream. So good job. That's exactly what they needed to do.
And now 017's in a lot of trouble, actually. Some hero blocking going to be attempted by Zai right there. Not going to be successful. Nice turn coming out. Will it save him, though? The Keg's not going to force a dodge, but War Beast is going to fall as Limp picks up the double tap. Engineer just going to hide in the forest. He's going to try to run now. He's going to go for the TP. Yes, it will happen. And at least he will stay alive. But the damage already done from Trademark Esports, taking it to MRR at the top lane especially. And, I mean, it's one thing to get the first damage kill on Magnus, but yeah, also happening to pick off a War Beast in the jungle. That was just unfortunate.
I mean, he should have known. They were already in the vicinity. I'm thinking he was probably thinking that they already used their ultimates. They probably just went back to base to heal, but they were still obviously in the area. They didn't have that much mana, but the Haunt already did it enough onto War Beast, who doesn't have boots already.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's things are looking pretty grim here early on, at least. Only 10 minutes in, sure, but MRR is off to a slow start, unfortunately.
The numbers actually aren't that crazy.
Yeah.
It's a 3K gold lead, which is great. The experience lead actually isn't that out of hand. And to be honest, Plague Rider is actually really crushing this bottom lane before Hag did rotate to the top after dying there. 34 and 32. So many denies early on. Of course, he does have that extinguish ability.
Yeah. Bubbles with an invisibility rune actually in the middle lane currently. Trying to maybe set something up, but by himself probably wouldn't be able to. So again, speaking about Magnus, keep going back to him. He's only about 220 gold saved up right now, so still way off of Portakey, if that's even what he wants to go for next. Maybe want to re-upgrade into something like a Ring of Sorcery first, but still going to be a ways off, unfortunately. So again, the name of the game seems to be for MRR more of just a sit back, continue to get farm on your Magnus, on your War Beast. Going to buy time for them if anything, but it's continuing and proving to be very difficult. You're dealing with a Tundra, a Hag, a Parasite especially, as you keep going back to him when we talk about Parasite just being so troublesome for that sense. So Sustainer's already been picked up now by Silhouette after following up the Alchemist Bones. Of course, she also got a Little Red Booties on top of that, and she is now farming 432 gold per minute actually. So
yeah,
and I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. In fact, right there, I'll jump up to 450. she uses the Alchemy Bones on the Minotaur.
Yeah, she's going to be farming out of this world. It looks like Abyssal Skull is actually up onto Warby, so, I mean, 11 minutes, it is pretty damn late, but the fact that he's been harassed this much, it's not that bad. And the more important thing, he finally has his level 6, so now he can actually be an active ganker in this team.
Yeah, ganker and aggressive pusher, and also giving him an escape in a sense if he wants to maybe overextend a little bit, push some towers, get some more creep kills, and then use it to get away. So, but this top tower is going to start taking some damage. I don't know how much though. Tundra is here, and it still has plenty of life. We'll see what the next creep wave. If Team MRR wants to decide to go in. Plague at the bottom lane. Contagion nuke on a Wretched Hag right there, forcing her to blink away. You mentioned, I mean, never say on Plague Rod. He's actually had a solid time down here, doing some good things for his team. I mean, he's level 9, actually. And you compare that to the Legion side, he's just a level behind that Silhouette, who's just been absolutely free farming this whole game. So Plague Rider could be a positive note here for the Hellboy team. Look at Parasite, by the way. A bottle and 3 Scarabs.
Yeah.
Wants that mana regen.
He wants the mana regen. He's going to go for first item Hellflower. I think it's not that bad of a decision, and he has the bottle as well, so it's just kind of quirky and kind of funny.
Top lane, the Engineer, Magnus combo working again. We do see Wretched Hag is here. Is she going to Bad Blast is the question. No, she's not. She just Sonar Screams, and she's going to fall back. But catching the tail end of that, but clearly the Stunner from Magnus setting up the Eruption, and with the Kegs to follow, it's just another part of what makes a combination so powerful. Bubbles in the meantime, a lot of trouble. He will take cover the leech, but is that going to be enough? The Song of the Sea coming out, trying to maybe get a counter kill first, but it's just not going to happen. They jump in, but Bubbles juking through the jungle, and Chitawan will survive in the end. He's going to port back to base. Excellent escape from Chitawan right there.
Yeah, and Silhouette unfortunately missed the Death Lotus right there. Noob G couldn't get it to connect, and really big. That was a lot of resources used, not just right there, but also top middle lane. Miles is going to be a little bit of trouble. He does go for the Hell Cannon. He walks backwards. He will be fine. A lot of damage on top of it, though. And those Hell Cannons take a lot of damage from those towers.
Yeah.
But top lane, when we saw Limp actually poured up there to kill or to try to save Tundra, it was too late of a port, and as a result, wasted a lot of time, so Wretched Hag does not have the farm that she needs.
Oh, Tundra is actually getting collapsed on that. Yeah, Plague Runner coming in. The kicks are going to miss actually because of the close over, but here comes the Warbase. The Plague is even bouncing around, and Tundra will just get decimated right there. So they used quite a bit, sure. But as we say earlier, especially early on, you got the kill. Profit in the meantime going down. MRR making some plays here all of a sudden, and just like that, they have a 1,600 experience lead actually. Yeah. The gold is still in favor of tdM, but experience lead is there, and Warbeast is starting to recover, man. I mean, he's at 230 gold per minute. They're going to push this top tower now, and they could very likely get it unless we see invulnerability port-ins right here. I think they're going to get it, though. I mean, there's the invulnerability. There's one port-in, actually. We'll see. It's going to be close. Wretched Hag is going to be the one to 2 port in, but they're going to still harass the tower. They want it dead. It's in deny range, of course. Who's going to get it? They're playing toying with one another. Oh, nice job. I never say. Gets the tower kill right after the Hell Cannon hit it.
They're playing so well, and just the fact that they do now have an experience lead on top of that tower, it's now closing the gap in gold. And just pretty much everything right now is absolutely, completely dumped into Silhouette. 450 gold per minute. If there's a reason why, oh wow, Silhouette, actually no, Minas gets taken out. I missed that. I hope you got that.
Yeah.
But MRR is taking it to tdM early on in this game after what was a questionable start for especially Warbeast with all that roam from Parasite in the jungle.
It's like they put the key in the throttle, and all of a sudden they turn the key. I mean, this is just another level that MRR. The first 10 minutes of this game is a very slow. You know, it seemed like tdM was starting to take very good control of the game, and it was looking scary for MRR. But like I said, they flipped that switch, whatever you want to say, and all of a sudden they are on another level. They're just playing crazy aggressive, crazy extreme, and it is affecting Trademark Esports now. In the overall picture, I mean, right now, according to the stats, sure, this is an experience advantage for MRR, but overall, it's a fairly even game. You pull up the gold per minute chart, and you still have Noob G on Silhouette farming out of his mind. Yeah. 464 gold per minute. He's actually going to have a Nullstone here around, well, very soon, actually. Really, about a 16-minute Nullstone going to be coming up on top of Alchemy Bones with the red boots. So you can't let that can't let it get to you too much if you're MRR that you all of a sudden have some momentum. But it is obviously a very good place to be here.
Well, here's the problem with that. I mean, she's going to be dishing out a lot of damage, and when she starts team fighting with that Nullstone, maybe gets those, of course, going to go get those Ghost Marchers. MRR absolutely has to focus her down. She's still relatively easy to kill. Even with that Nullstone, you have so much AoE damage, a lot of auto-attack damage coming out from Warbeast. It's still going to be very easy to kill Silhouette. They just need to make sure that they focus her down.
Yeah. And they got plenty of potential to do that, and you know, with the portal keys that they eventually will get. And speaking of that, I mean, Bubbles already has his portal key actually. So how about that? Bubbles able to pick up his portal key despite having that struggling middle lane, bottom lane. Parasite getting combo, but he takes over the Hell Cannon. Will it be enough to get away? I believe it will. as they're just not going to be able to destroy the Hell Cannon in time. And actually, they could set up a turnaround if they're not careful. Tundra running in. It is a 2 versus 2. Now there's the leech, going to be taken over by the kill-fitting Parasite, but the Avalanche from behind coming out on top of the piercing shards. But now Tundra's in trouble, actually. This shelter going to be, there's the Plague who gets on the guard. It goes over to Parasite, actually gets the cut of Tundra. Silhouette to the party, but now Engineer is here. Silhouette going to have to fall back. The Kegstone will hit Parasite. The contagion, the auto attack, the leech going to barely keep Parasite alive. Turn it around, Magma does it though, and the eruption being channeled. Silhouette, the tree grapple will barely keep out. The eruption though, and Silhouette splits up. Is it going to be enough? No. Oh my God, one more auto attack. There we go. Magnus with the hits, and down goes Silhouette. 9-7 Hero kill lead all of a sudden for Team MRR.
They're playing out of their mind, man. It's so fun to watch them. Again, I'm saying it publicly. This is my new favorite team. They're so fun to watch. Just everything that they're doing. It's hard to talk about very quickly, but like just the way that Bubbles played that Chittlewan, he got absolutely every single auto attack when he was like getting converged on right there with the kelp field. But he knew that even he relied on his teammates. He knew he wasn't going to finish him off. He got like 2 auto attacks during that shell surf, poured it back to safety, then Plaguerider finished the job. It was just fantastic team play.
It was. It's impressive to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch. And I want to make it very clear, especially in a matchup like this, you might say, oh, tdM isn't playing that well. It's not. It definitely is not.
It is not that.
MRR is playing very, very well, and they are competing with one of the best teams out there right now. We do see the bottom lane. Actually, Bubbles goes in and gets a kill on a Parasite by himself, and he is now Ultimate Warrior, actually, 4-1-2. So good things going on for him. So again, though, I keep looking back at the big picture, spreading around. The goal per minute chart, Silhouette is still very threatening when it comes to her farm, and she is gonna prove to be dangerous. Oh, Prophet right there, big misclick actually. Uses a homecoming stone in accident, meant to put a ward of sight on, I believe. He placed one right next to this ward of sight though. So if MR is smart, they'll of course counter ward that, realizing that's what happened. They're gonna try to charge in right here. Now they know that ward of sight's there, but they don't give 2 craps right there. Tundra gets dove on, and Tundra will fall. Now the sheer fate gonna start passing abilities around for Prophet. Gonna do a lot of damage as we see the TP in from Silhouette. Great energy field though on top of the turret actually, doing plenty of damage. Over. Magnus stuns and finishes off Hack, and Magnus will fall, but he got the kill first at least. The team is not going to fall back. Plague has a Plague up in 15 seconds about, and it will be a level 2 Plague. If they can delay this, oh, the face hug! He kegged himself forward as the face hug was connecting. Excellent play from Engineer right there, and helps him stay alive. So in the end, Trademark Esports, they make a solid response. But while that's happening, actually, look at Warbeast up here. Warbeast going to push the secondary tower, and they just use plenty of TPs. I think this is going to be a kill. I mean, there's the vulnerability. Are we going to have any TPs? No. This is going to be a tower kill.
Oh man! On top of that, that was a wasted glyph. If they weren't coordinating a defense right there, they used the glyph for nothing. Now they can get a free tower bottom if they so choose.
Yeah.
They all group up and push bottom. Yeah. The MRR is just spreading out the map. Yeah. Of course, NoobG is farming fantastically. And also talk about the big picture. If we're talking about standings as far as groups go, obviously tdM is in a fantastic spot. But on top of that, I mean, it's not anything can happen so far in this group stage. But I think it's more of a morale booster, just not even for MRR, but afterwards, tdM losing, if they did lose this game, that could hinder them later on if they do make it to the semis.
Yeah, it definitely could, So the Hellborn side, we got 4 to the 5 players down here at the bottom side. Again, Warby still doing his thing up top, and he was living hell, sure, as far as the beginning of this game went with that Parasite, constantly getting harassed, but he is now up to 325 gold per minute, having a great time. Middle lane, and vulnerability is going to be used, but this tower will fall. So in a sense, kind of just delaying right there. They are trying to counter push the bottom lane in the meantime is Team MRR. And they should be successful with it, pending a defense that's put up from Trademark Esports, but something tells me that they're just not going to do that. They're just going to let this tower fall, and that will be more gold for them. So Warbeast actually poured in the middle lane, and he'll continue to farm over there. Speaking of Warbeast again, though, he has 1,300 gold saved up. Obviously with the business gold team, I want to say he has something else, like purchase, so I don't know what it would be. I didn't really notice anything that he did purchase, but it seems like it's a little bit low. Maybe not, though. He has nearly 1,800 now.
Yeah.
Would you like? Okay. Well, there's a puzzle box actually, so that's what he was saving up apparently.
Yeah, puzzle box seems to be a popular build on Warbeast since we've cast him today.
Yeah.
Or well, yesterday I should say. It is kind of funny that he is actually the top farmer on his team, Warbeast.
Yeah.
0-2-2. He's got those tower kills, of course, under his belt. But just the fact that he had that horrible a start, and now he's the top farmer on his team. It is a puzzle box 1 just so far. So I mean, we've seen it to be quite effective. The only problem is, of course, Parasite can jump into those creeps, so that's one thing you want to be careful about.
Yeah. Yeah, that can be so annoying to do. You think you have the sure kill, he just jumps in the creep and gets away. You're like, are you kidding me? That just happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely something You gotta worry about. But the Shiver being used by Tundra, of course, to scout things out.
Wow.
Middle tower goes down, actually. Yeah, Hag was there, but Warby's able to take it out. The top tower going down. We're also going to see the bottom tower going down here. So towers falling like crazy, but in favor of MRR. I mean, they not only did they get 2, but they got a secondary tower compared to the one at top. So definitely in favor of MRR there. But again, you keep going back to the golden experience. Nothing is taking off here. It's 1,600 gold lead, 1,000 experience lead. I think a lot of that has to do with the silhouette, obviously. I mean, she is now up nearly 500 gold per minute. What is she saving up, by the way? She definitely has something. It's just 2,000 gold saved up. I want to say she bought something else, though. Something tells me we may see a straight-up geometers main here. But Warbeast is going to start doing Conquer, though. We'll see if Team MRR is going to be able to successfully do this. I mean, there's no vision from tdM on the pit. It's just a matter of do they feel something's up.
Yeah, if they saw Engineer in the mid walking there. Oh, actually, the Hawk there just, I don't know if it got destroyed or just got canceled. Or actually resummoned by Zai. No, it's not resummoned, so they don't exactly have a vision of Conquer. Actually, they don't. They might have an idea. They're not really walking over there. The Coral is going in there. So I'm assuming that actually that the Shiver was destroyed. They definitely have an idea now. But at Conquer, it's going to be destroyed here, so MRR is going to get a free token of life.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. Who's going to go on? Warbeast? Yeah, Warbeast is actually going to pick it up right there. And so that on top of his, I think it's a level 2. Actually, I think he just purchased level 3 puzzle box, actually. So he'll have a level 3 puzzle box. And look at this, some triple stack Ancients. He'll gladly nom them as well. So he's going to be nearly even 400 gold per minute after he's done with those Ancients, it seems like. The Shiver spotting in the middle lane. But they're not going to really take advantage of that. Or really can't, I should say. Not really in position to do so. In fact, the Shiver's going to die right there. Magnus using his stun to do so. Noob G still doing phenomenal. Again, I really think he's going to right-click a Geometer Spain here. He's sitting on Duck Boots, so.
Does he have anything else
I
in
don't,
his stash?
See, I don't know. I want to say he does. I mean, it seems like he's had the items that he has for a long time now. And even with 3,000 gold saved up, I mean, hell, he had an outcome, so he's farming 512. But he's going to go back to base right here, so we'll probably see.
Oh, he's going to buy a Shrunken Head in full. He absolutely has to buy a Shrunken Head.
Okay.
Like, you would be crazy not to. Of course, Warbeast is all physical damage, but you have a Null Stone. You're not going to get out of the Kelp Field. It's not going to save you from that. The Energy Field, not going to save you from that. The mass AoE damage from Magmus. The Plague Goo. By the way, Plague Rider has that Bear Idol, so you absolutely have to get a Shrunken Head. As you see, Limp actually is buying that first item, and it's actually relatively close to it as well.
There's that level 3 puzzle box being delivered. All 4 Hellbound players, in fact, they are porting away, so enough of that. Tundra was pushing the top lane in the meantime while the bottom push was going on, so it keeps MRR occupied, and they're forced to kind of port back somewhat and help defend it. So Silhouette in the meantime, she's going to clean up Ancients herself. As you mentioned, 3,900 gold, a sweet spot for the Shrunken Head, of course, so if that is what she's going for, then she's going to be very close. In fact, after killing all these, may actually have just enough to get it, so instead is going to fall back for now, actually, and go to the middle lane instead. But the top tower will go down as Warby's trying to get there in time to deny it, maybe, but not going to happen. But he'll just beat back on the creep wave. So Plague is going to do some counter. Do they have a bound eye? Yeah, he does. Plague has his own bound eye, so able to take advantage of that.
I mean, it is dead even right now, man. The numbers don't lie.
Wow.
It is literally dead even. So I don't know. I can't talk about how much I'm impressed with MRR. As we said before, coming into this event, we didn't know that much about them. The Shrunken Head is up onto Silhouette, so yeah, as expected. She just couldn't do anything without having that magic immunity, especially against the Kelp Field and the Energy Field from Energy. Engineer. I was going to say Energizer for some reason. Yeah.
Energize. Bottom lane, Richard Hag going to blink away before anything happens on her, but all 5 players now are going to be gathering up for Team MRR. They're feeling pretty good about making something happen. Remember, they have a token of life on Warbeast. He has about 4 minutes still remaining on that. But why wait any longer, right? You mentioned the barrier auto earlier on Plague Rider, so that's going to be huge, of course, for pushing like this.
Yeah.
We'll see if they use it right here, in fact, or maybe wait for the next creep wave.
Not enough creeps.
Yeah, so they're going to wait for the next creep wave and then probably use the barrier idol. But tdM, they gotta definitely start worrying about this. In fact, we see a lot of ports coming in. So this is going to be a fun little fight here. Now, the top lane, Parasite is still up here, so Minot's farming away at the top lane, but I'm sure he'll eventually join his team. He just got enough gold, I believe, for his Hellflower. So he should have a Hellflower coming into this fight, actually. So, clean up the creep wave. So no Bear Idol has been used just yet, actually.
Tundra at least has a portal key, and this is why the Shiver is so important. if he can able to get like an initiation onto Magnus, you follow up with the Shrunken Head onto Hag using all her spells, that would be the best way to do this. They don't know actually right now as it just died. But in the meantime, you actually had okay, Insania already cleared out the ward that was in the base. So that kind of sucks for MRR. They do have that barrier. They might pop it right now. They should all clump up right now. Oh, no, he's not going to pop it right now. So they're not really going to be able to push in the high ground just like that unless they use that barrier idol. Those creeps just die too easily to the Tundra spam.
Oh, we do have a jump in. No, it actually does not connect. So Magma's just going to stun away. Actually, Tundra jumped in with the portal key, but he's going to play. Who's going to start bouncing around, but a great spread from tdM, or is it? Okay, yeah, this is going to stop as Tundra took a lot of damage. Now, that was a very interesting back and forth. Neither team really fully committed, but several abilities were actually used right there, especially the Plague-Oo. That just didn't do a whole lot. Parasite is still up top. He's still pushing that top lane. There's the barrier idol used, and now they say, here we go. Silhouette going to be jumping right there, but there's a counter to Magnus. The quick counter from Bubbles out with the Song of the Sea. Magnus is going to be picked off, barely surviving. No, he goes down. Backlash coming out. The energy filled on top of it all, but look at Warby shredding through Tundra right there. Now Warby's taking some damage. He will be forced to fall back. Bubbles is trying to get away as well. The auto attack from Silhouette, very powerful. The armor's going to be playing. Nice take cover right there. There's the portal key. And Bubbles, Chinawan will survive. He's going to point into the creeps, but he's going to Homecoming Stone and be fine. Now, Parasite still up top. He did not come back to base during that whole fight. Wow. And he's pressuring the tower. He gets to the half-life, and now he's going to start falling back. Interesting stuff there.
I mean, he didn't need to port back. And on top of that, Magnus was trying to dive way too far.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to do that. Just nick at the tower. At least get the tower down before you do something crazy like that. Look at how low HP it already has. They just needed to wait a little longer. If it even means staying down there altogether until that barrier idol is up again, then wait for that. But that just seemed like a dive that did not need to happen.
Yeah. Nuts, I mean, you got to give him credit, though. He in that situation, a lot of teams would be kind of panicked in the sense, oh, we got to get back and defend. He's like, nah, I'm just taking my time up here. I'm just counter push, farming away, increasing my GPN, getting some individual experience. And as you said, they didn't need him, and it worked out because of how that fight played out there from MRR. So he still isn't back at base. He's still farming up here. He's going to go to the side shop, finish that Hellflower, and he has another 1,500 gold saved up on top of that. So obviously that farm he's taking advantage of, and he's going to continue to push. Now, this secondary tower is going to fall here. They're not really going to defend it. They're just going to defend at their base at this point. We'll see now if he looks to fall back. If Plague Rider uses that barrier idol here with this creep wave, now probably, I guess, when he's wave the next. Actually, Magnus stuns in. They catch Silhouette right here. This is going to be big here for MR. Silhouette will fall to the ground. The Plague is bouncing around in the background. We have the Warbeast in the front lines. He's going to resurrect with that token alive. Minus will go down right there onto Parasite, and the tower is going to start dropping now. Silhouette cannot buy back. The most important thing right there, she just bought her portal key, and this is going to be a huge push for Team MRR simply because of that. What a blink reaction from Magnus right there to start that whole fight.
That is, I'm sorry, but that is just absolutely unacceptable as the most important hero on your team. As a hero that bought like a 5 to 6 minute Midas or Alchemist Bones, you cannot stand in the front like that. You have a portal key, just stay way far back because you see more initiation coming on.
Yeah, Parasite going to fall right there. I mean, this is just getting worse and worse for tdM. Backblast going to hit multiple heroes. Eruption going to be channeled off. The Eruption going to melt away Tundra. The Shrunken Head from Hack, however, he's going to be immune to it. And now he needs to get away, but the tower goes down at bottom. Again, the damage definitely done. Even if we see a genocide for tdM here, it just doesn't matter. The Rax is going to start dropping. Nice get away from Magnus indeed. We are seeing some big plays coming out from both teams, sure, but MRR is so impressive this game, especially, and Plague Rider will report back to base. So that'll be that. tdM it's not a loss 100% yet, but that really, really hurts there.
The thing is, too, against a Warbeast especially, does so much damage to towers and in buildings, on top of having the Puzzle Box 3. If you lose an engagement like that, just you snap right there, and immediately your base is dead. The base tower bottom is already dead, so that they could just group up and push again. They could also wait for Kongor, play it safe, get that token of life up with the Warbeast yet again, who is almost level 16. I talked about, too, the ulti cooldown just drastically drops when he hits level 3 on that ultimate. And he Shrunken Head, so MRR is taking it in the mid to late game now against tdM.
Yeah, it's so again in a solid spot, but nothing to get too overexcited about. Definitely not a secure game just yet for MRR, so you don't want to let that get to you. But again, in the better spot, a Hellflower is going to be purchased here by Magnus in the near future. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a great assistance item. Having the second Hellflower, there's of course Bubbles has his own. So Kongor, I believe he has at least 2 or 3 more minutes before he's going to be back up. But we do see MMR kind of setting themselves up, doing some counter warding here, attempting at least. And going to be interested in maybe at least waiting for another Kongor and then look to go from there. But tdM, they're going to just start doing some pushing themselves in the meantime here in the middle lane as actually Silhouette, no, that's Tundra up here, scouted some things out. Where's Silhouette for the meantime? Silhouette is right here in the front line. She's level 18. She, of course, has a shrunken head. And tdM actually going to try to make something happen here now. They're using the Shiver aggressively. Maybe spot somebody out, but can't find anyone just yet. So trying to get a pick here. MRR, though, not giving them that opportunity.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I do sometimes, too, in a situation like when Silhouette got caught right there, I'm pretty sure her gold was too low, but I honestly would have sold my Midas right before dying, or my Alchemist Bones before dying. It's just, you absolutely need to be there for that fight. She knew she didn't have a buyout, and as a result, look at those racks are dead. So
yeah.
In the future, Noobg, he has to absolutely stand back. He has massive range with his portal key now, so there's just absolutely no reason to stay up in the front. I know, I hear it too. It's ridiculous.
That Tundra skin, man, it's not only awesome looking, it's awesome sounding. Oh, Engineer running into a Tetra. Magnus Lava searching right there. I guess he got the Shiver killed, but now Engineer gonna get trapped. And here, Waco, can he get the energy field off at least? Now, yes, he can. Silhouette in the foreground, and Warbeast in the background, though. Tears out Parasite. Now he's going for Silhouette over here. Silhouette the tricking it again. He doesn't get 2 shits. Silhouette's gonna get caught, and Silhouette will fall once again. Team MRR is on their way to making another massive push. Take cover on the piercing shards. Bubbles will get away, and they have 3 players. Warbeast, Magnus, actually. Oh, he wanted to try to pick him off. Yeah, try to Hellflower. Not able to connect it, though. But 4 players are here. The Mauler level 3 is out. They're going to go straight to the bottom lane. Of course, the racks are exposed. Again, Silhouette cannot buy back.
Should have sold Midas.
I got to think.
Sorry, I keep calling it.
Midas is a hero, Trout. I have no clue what you're talking about. No, we see the melee racks. It's going to fall here, though. And the range racks is going to follow. And tdM, I know they don't want to concede for sure, but you're now down 2 sets of racks. Hell, they can even go for a third. I mean, Silhouette is still down for another 30 seconds here. They have a Warbeast that they can do this fairly quickly, so they're going to go for the tower here. They're going to at least should get the tower, if not maybe even one of the racks. This is going to be really close here.
Yeah.
They don't have the creep wave, of course, so probably not, but
they don't really need to push this. Wretched Hag has the shrunken head up. Parasite's up. They should just, in my opinion, they should play it safe.
Yeah.
Silhouette's going to be up in 10 seconds. Yeah, they need to get back. Kongor is up and ready to go. They're in a fantastic position, and they're playing this really smart and conservative, at least right now in this stage of the game.
Yeah, they definitely are. So they are just going to fall back as a team, as you see. You mentioned Kongor is up, and that's, of course, going to be a crucial thing to do here for MRR to really secure this game, if it's even not already. Now, so this is the funny thing. I mean, you look at the base of tdM. Clearly, it's MRR's in a very good spot with the racks in the middle, the bottom being down.
Yeah.
But the team stats, it's not overwhelming again. It's an 8,300 gold lead, 4,900 experience lead. So at least those aren't overwhelming. So for Trademark Esports, there definitely is still that hope. But being down 2 sets of racks, you mentioned the other day. I mean, 1 set of racks. I mean, sure, it is comebackable. 2 sets of racks, it's getting to the point where it's might not be, and then 3 is just the game might as well already be over. So,
yeah, and they are doing Kongor right now. It is being spotted out by Wretched Hag, and Silhouette's now down there in the area. They have actually, in the last 10 minutes, tdM just had little to no vision. The only thing they have going for them is that Shiver, but it's been actually killed out a number of times. Oh, it might get sniped right there.
Oh, we do see a jump in action on a Warbeast right here. Warbeast is going to fall right off the bat, and here's a chance for a Trademark Esports energy field coming out. Magnus in the background trying to finish out Profit, but at what cost right there? Magnus will fall. Plague Rider and Engineer running away. Silhouette doing so much damage, and without Warbeast, they just don't have the presence in the fight, and it shows right there. They not only are going to clean up this fight, they may even try to steal Kongor for themselves. Silhouette is still chasing, actually. What a tree grapple! Oh, it's just not going to connect, though, and she will port back to her illusion, as actually in the background, Bubbles does pick up Zai, playing that Tundra, and then you see Wretched Hag is going to port out as well as the middle lane Plague Rider, yeah. Almost got Silhouette even. So they don't Ninja Kongor or anything to do, fall back. Now, that wasn't as bad as I guess I thought it was. They actually fought it very well in the end. And they do force them to get back. But that goes back to the racks being down. I mean, the middle and the bottom lanes, they are being pushed in. So really, tdM just had to go back. They really didn't have a choice.
Yeah, that was actually well fought by tdM. And actually, I was getting excited there because the creeps were actually following Wretched Hag as she blinked in and was getting the Homecoming Stone. And if they would have given Bubbles free vision of what was going on. Bubbles did have Hellflower up, but would have stopped that TP, and that would have been a dead Wretched Hag. So very exciting as we approach the late game here in Game 2 of tdM versus MRR.
Now, see, this is the funny thing. So despite them stopping that Kongor attempt, MRR can honestly regroup and look to finish off Kongor again.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's probably what they're going to do right here. They still have complete map control. They still have the middle and the bottom lane being aggressively pushed in with the creeps, and tdM needs to focus on that first before they can worry about Kongor going down. So we see right here, they go right to the Kongor pit. So, of course, very smart decision from MRR, and they're going to get it. I mean, tdM's not even going to be able to get here in time. So we're going to see most likely another token of life onto Warbeast right here.
Yep, definitely. It's especially good on Warbeast when he hits level 16 too, because it just feels like he constantly has that ultimate up.
There you go. tdM sees the messages. They were running over there. They see the messages. They're like, yeah, that's not happening. They fall back immediately. Nothing more they could have done right there. Silhouette, how many buybacks have been used right by the way? Parasite is the only one to use a buyback so far. That's a fun thing to look at, a very important thing to look at, of course, at this point in the game. But
I just feel like Silhouette, like, yeah, she has good gold and she's a top farm in the game. I just feel like it should be more. I don't know. Like when you have an Alchemist Bones that early, she's just died a number of times that she didn't need to.
Yeah.
And yeah, her farm, she's doing good damage, but simply not enough. Look at only 177 damage right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Relentless Salvo does help, but I mean, Warbeast, he's doing more damage. 262 with that Warcry activated. Or is he even activated? Yeah, it is actually activated.
Oh, wow. Shrunken Head activated. Returns a Bat Blast.
Wow.
And a huge jump right here. Plague are going to be jumped. Can he get the Plague off? No, he cannot. He will fall when it's all said and done. The energy field on top of that. But in the background again, Bubbles and Warbeast doing so much damage. Silhouette is going to... No, that's an illusion. Never mind. Silhouette gets away. No, she does get back to base, but obviously MRR wins that fight. So that was an interesting initiation from tdM. We see right there, Wretched Axe is going to just drop. The reacts will fall. We are going to see Mega Creeps here most likely, and MRR is on their way to securing the second game. Silhouette's like, hey, focus on me, focus on me. They don't care. They go for the racks. GG well plays are being called, and that will do it. Game number 2 will officially go to Team MRR. This team from Thailand, man, they are representing their country very proudly. Wow, that was a lot of fun.
I have a new favorite team, man. I have a new favorite team. I'm just so excited to watch them. Their strategy and just the way that they micromanage all their heroes, just the little things that they do that not very many people can tell. It's very fun to watch them. Very talented players. I'm so happy that they're here at DreamHack.
Happy they're here, you know, very deserving clearly. I mean, yeah, it's this event, it really is coming together, man. I mean, again, going into it, you had your 5 North American European teams, a lot of people focusing on those, and I don't want to say not paying attention to the other teams, but you know, it's genuinely it's widely considered North American European scene is just, you know, on another level compared to Southeast Asia, Latin America, whatever. Yeah, I think this event is proving that to be very wrong, and it still might be, you know, North American Europe a little bit stronger in a sense, but at least they are improving, and they are coming out very, very quickly. So. Yeah. It's awesome to see this for competitive Paw, you know, on an international level. That's obviously what this event is supposed to bring, and I think it definitely is bringing that.
Yeah.
And, well, congratulations to Team MRR. As you see there, or even saw there on your screen, I mean, they're excited. They're hugging each other as they should be. Emotional victory right there. Now, where does that put things? So MRR, as a result of that, they are now 2-4, actually, overall. So it sounds like that's not the sexiest record, which, again, it kind of isn't, but they're definitely still in as far as being able to move on to the second round out of Group B. So, although not the most impressive record, there still is a good chance, and this would be a fun team to see move on.
Now, here's the thing: they played TT Esports the first day.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. Now, what was that score? The record of that match?
It was 2-0 TT Esports.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's kind of the bad thing for them because obviously the next person in line really past tdM is going to be TT Esports.
Yeah. So if there happens to be tiebreakers there, head-to-head, it does give the advantage to TT Esports in that sense. So you are right there. That could definitely play a role. But, hey, you know, just play it out. Get your own victories. Do what you can, and then see how the dice roll, you could say. So, with that said, guys, we actually have an interview for you guys. We're going to be heading over to, I believe he's joined MilkFat. Going to be joined by Zai. Take it away, MilkFat. Not yet. All right, never mind.
Nope.
I was told to go. Never
False
mind.
alarm.
Not yet. False alarm. We're going to be interviewing Zai soon. We're keeping the suspense up. So yeah, we're going to be doing that interview shortly. But anyways, again, Trademark Esports. So now on the other side of the spectrum, so obviously MRR, we're excited for them and whatnot. But tdM, okay, so they lost here. They're 5-1. Yeah, 5-1 now. Obviously, still a very good spot.
Oh yeah.
They're not mathematically absolutely guaranteed to move on just yet, but they need to win one of their next 3 games basically to be moving on here in the group stages. And I'm trying to actually pull up. I'm trying to remember who they play still. Let's see. tdM still has to play. They just played MRR. Trademark Esports will be playing TT Esports, actually, their final match. And we're going to be covering that
ready for Zai.
as the final matchup, actually. So, all right. I believe Zai is ready now. MilkFat as well. So, MilkFat, take it away.
All right, guys. How's it going? Let's give it up for Trademark Esports and Team MRR. All right, so we are joined by Zai of Trademark Esports, their Suicide player, And also another fun fact about him, he is the youngest player here at DreamHack, and this isn't his first rodeo. He's actually here for the second time. How you doing, buddy?
Thank you, guys.
Doing pretty great. A bit, disappointed after losing, but it's all right.
All right, so you guys played Team MRR. They are from Thailand, and they're pretty much a newer team on the scene. You guys, before this DreamHack, you guys have never played them. They took a game off of you, and a lot of people were surprised, including yourself, and you were just telling me that they're a really good team. How do you guys feel about them, in the future as a competitive team?
As of right now, they're probably a top 10 team for sure. And I think they're new to the international scene as well. So if they keep improving, they're really something to look out for.
Awesome. So you guys are at the top of your group in Group B. Coming up is going to be, Q Squad. We got VTI Dynasty, and we also have TT Esports. In your opinion, who do you think of those three teams is going to be moving on to the finals?
As far as I know, the biggest match in there is Titties versus QSQ. It's gonna go down soon. I think the winner of that match is gonna be second place, runner-up for the group.
All right, there you guys have it. Later on today, we got tdM versus QSQ. That's going to be a good matchup indeed. Let's give it up for Zai for joining us out here, representing Trademark Esports. And thank you.
There we go. All right. So, yeah, that's obviously Zai right there. I believe our youngest competitor, if not one of the youngest, was only 15 years old. So, great player, though. And it's kind of funny that, interviewing, obviously they just coming off a loss there. But in the end, they're still 5-1. They're still in a very good spot to even finish on top of Group E and, of course, move on to the next round. So, yeah, that's going to be fun to wait and see what happens as far as that's concerned. But anyways, I believe we're gonna go ahead and take another quick break here, of course, because we have another awesome matchup for you guys. I mean, it really doesn't get much better than this. And as I said earlier, it's really important now, especially with Orange Esports defeating Gary Johnson at least one game. We have Orange Esports taking on Complexity. Are there some fans of either one of those teams out there in the crowd? Complexity, Orange Esports.
Oh,
Orange. All right, maybe even some more Orange fans out there, apparently.
Yeah.
No, but
This is really important for Orange. They at least have to take a game off of Complexity.
Yeah.
If they take two, I don't know for sure, but they're going to be in a really great spot to take that second spot in the semifinals.
well, I believe they're 5-1 right now.
Orange Esports?
Yeah, I believe Orange Esports is 5-1 right now as a result of the earlier match. So
Right, so they did lose one game, of course, to Gary Johnson.
Yeah.
So they're 1-1. They're even right there.
Yeah.
They just can't go 0-2 because then it comes down to a kill differential between Orange Esports and Gary Johnson because they are 1-1.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if they just win one game, I mean, if I'm doing my math wrong, maybe. But
that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. If they just win one game, then I think Orange Esports is actually in a very solid spot as far as moving on. So here we go. Orange Esports versus Complexity. Not just yet though. We're gonna have to take a quick break, but stay tuned.
Yep. Because
we will be back with that epic best of the two matchup. Stay tuned, guys.
You guys are clear.